We're now going to look at our delightfully different card collection. So the first thing we're going to look at is our pleated curve card shape. So I thought I would use this one because it's a little bit different, and if you just are presented with two dies like that, you might wonder how you put them together. So I put them on my cutting mat, and I'm going to put some white card over the top, and then I am going to put my cut tidy on because I've got that detail down the center. So, and you can use these so many ways. So if I bring this in while that's cutting, you can see we've got these beautiful semicircle dies here that you can use independently. You've got your matte layers here, and then you've got all of your embellishments as well. There are so many die elements in there. So just remember, when you get a card shape like that, it's not just about using the card shape that it's named after. It's about all of the other things that it will do too. So I've got my large curve and I've got my small curve, and you don't have to use them both if you don't want to. So what I've got is got this. Now all of these bits have popped out. Now you, as I just said, you've also got your matte layers. So we can put the matte layers on, and what I would also do is cut from the back and put one on the inside if I had a little bit more time to do that. So put your matte layers on, and I've actually just glued those onto there. So can you see that's my matte layers? So this is the card from the cardstock. But there's a reason why I've glued that on, because I want to shape them, and I did need them to be nice and firmly attached. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this to the edge of my table. So I'm going to come around here and I'm going to shape it round the edge of the table. So one shape, and you can see it's already started to curve. I'm going to really bring it and bring my hand right under. Can you see? Just under. And that started to bring it round. And that's just going to help me. It's just going to mean that when I curve it, it's not going to crease. It's going to follow that curve. And can you see why I needed that glue to be dry? Because if that glue wasn't dry, that matte layer would have popped off. But what you've got to remember is I actually have used 300 GSM there, and I've used, I think that's 300 GSM there. So it's quite a lot of card weight. And if you put one on the middle, it's going to be even more. So then all I do is I take these two little tabs and I'm going to slot them. Now this does, it's easy if I can do it laid down. Takes a minute, so I'm going to put one in there. Oops, one on there. That's gone in there. You see, I keep releasing one as I put the other one in. It's one of those that you want to do privately away from the camera. Right, there's one. Got it. It's a two-handed job. There we go. And there's my second one. Now what you can do is then you can just get some, if you're going to do this so that it can stay permanently, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab a little bit of hot glue. I'm going to put the smallest bit of hot glue behind there, and then I'm going to pop the smallest bit of hot glue just behind there, and then I'm going to hold those shut. Now I haven't glued very tightly into there, and there's a reason for that, because I have cut this piece. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and then I'm going to fold it back on itself, just like that. And then I'm going to tuck it under there. So I put red liner tape on, and then I'm going to tuck that, get them back off my red liner. I'm going to tuck that underneath that matte layer. Now you don't have to put this piece on if you don't want to. I've just put it on for decoration, and then I can then take that red liner tape down, and that's also covering up my workings. There we go. Bend that round, and then I can then just get my wet glue. Oops. And I can put my wet glue all the way around here, and just, now this is my way of doing it. You might find a completely different way. You might not want to put this element on. You might see a completely different way. You could actually put this piece on before you shape it. There's no reason why not. So you just leave that to dry as well. I'm just going to hold that in place on there. Come on, glue. There we go. go. I'm just doing that so that I've got some loose bits just here, and then I've got it glued down just there. There we go. How about that? So we've got this gorgeous detail. Now you can decorate the inside as well, and we're going to do exactly the same with the small one, but actually I've changed my mind. I'm not going to put that detail, decorative detail on this one. I thought I was. So let's just pop that one in there. That one's in there. Right, I'm going to have to do it this way round. Two hands, just like we did before. One over there. And one over there. Not the easiest to do so that you can see what I'm doing. There we go. Slide them in. And just like I did before, I'm going to get my hot glue. I'm going to put two little blobs on that side to hold that. And then I'm going to turn that over and I'm going to put two tiniest little blobs so that it doesn't ooze out on that side. And that will then hold. And then all you need to do is you glue them together. So we've got so many different ways we can glue them. Let me turn it around so you can see. You could glue them like that. So you've got the curve going round and round. So we could do it so that the curve comes to there and then we repeat. Let's just tuck that round a little bit more. That way looks nice. So you've almost got, let's do it like that. So you've got that continuation. Oh, I quite like that. But if you did that, maybe you want to do that. Or we've got this beautiful detail on there, and we might decide to tuck that one in just there. Now that's on the back. I think I'm going to stick with, where did I come from? What did I do? I'm going to put that one on there, and I'm going to tuck, is that going, that one just there like that. And then I've still got this detail, so I've decorated the back of the card as well. So I'm then going to pop, easiest way to do this, you could do this with red liner actually, but now I know I'm going to do this with, oops, come on glue stick, go through. There we go. I'm going to pop that little bit of hot glue along there, and then let's get that angle right again. We wanted that to flow. There we go, just there like that. There we go. Hold that tight and then make sure that's circular. And can you see I've almost carried on with that curve straight down. Now what I've got here is I'm going to lay that down, and I've got all my different elements. So I've got my bamboo, and I think if I put my bamboo, it'll reach just perfectly there. Then I've got my fuchsia dye, and I could always put that on the inside. Let's put that one on the inside. Oops, my hot glue has come unglued. Let's put a little bit, that will melt that back on. Because it wasn't stuck and I've laid it down and nudged it. That doesn't work, we'll get some, we'll revert to red liner. There we go, right. Let's just hold that for 1 minute. Hold that for 1 minute while that dries. There we go, right, hopefully. No, that's not holding. Is that holding? Right, I'm gonna, let's go old-fashioned on this and get some red liner out. Aha, that's the one I wanted. It's loose in my box. I can see that's not sticking. Let's go with some red liner. If at first you don't succeed, try another way. Oh, now it's decided to stick a bit. So let's just put that red liner down in there. Push that down. It's just stuck in places. And then we can take that off. Come on. Stick it down. It's not making it easy for me, is it? There we are. There we go. That will hold perfectly. The glue's stuck at the back, but it hadn't stuck at the front. There we go. Right. Perfect. Okay, so let's carry on with our decoration, shall we? I've got my fuchsia, I've got my clematis, and I've got my bamboo. So I need to do a little bit of shaping on this. So let's get, oh, that's not a big enough ball tool, need a bit bigger here. Let's get this clematis. And again, we've not given you decoupage on these. We're going to create the decoupage ourselves. So I've got a piece, an extra piece on there. And then with the fuchsia, cut these out. So the charisma for these is available as a download because there's no USB with this collection. What we've done is we've given you a printed paper pack and a coloured paper pack. So what you could do actually is you could come across the join there. That would look pretty, wouldn't it? And then I can come up around here. Let's do it that way, I think. Do you know what? I always change my mind when I'm doing these. Always do. Let's come along here and then put a little bit of glue just on there, and let's pop that. Remember, you know, when you're doing things, you must never come off the bottom of your project if it's going to be freestanding, otherwise it won't stand. Then we're going to come in with our clematis, which is absolutely, I do like clematis, so pretty. We can have that, and look at the colours picking out in here, and that one's coming on there. So we've created our own decoupage just to add in extra elements, and then we decided, so this fuchsia would look beautiful weaved in there, but we're actually going to pop it in the inside of our card just to show you how gorgeous this all fits together. So we can pop that in there. Now look at that. We've got that. Look at that. That to me just looks like all those layers that you'd get in your garden with the fuchsia in the background, the clematis at the front, and we've even got decorative detail on the back of that. How pretty is that? So that's your curve card. Just make your curves, pop them together, use one, use two, and then just decorate them as you wish.